Now, this is something that I talked about yesterday about how the media was attacking the movie Sound of Freedom. But let's get more into it. This is from John Nolte. I really like that guy. The guy, when he writes, the way he writes his article is like I identify with the way he writes his articles. That's why I'm gonna be reading this. So in this article, he says pathetic media attacks on Sound of Freedom driven by bigotry and fear. Now, what is he talking about? Well, we have here. Let me see. I'm gonna look for it because it's a long article. I don't want to bore you guys, so I'm just gonna give you what he's talking about. Okay, here he goes. First, you must remember that the corporate media has been completely taken over by left-wing bigots who despise all things Christian. The very idea that a Christian movie's box office success will generate headlines, as Sound of Freedom did with this, in compared to as Sound of Freedom did, humiliate their allies in the Disney grooming syndicate freaks. They become sputtering, defensive, bitter, and bigoted fools making absurd arguments against a movie. Secondly, the fear comes from a real concern that the far left is losing its grip on the culture. It's not that Christian or traditional content providers like Angel Studios, the group distributing Sound of Freedom and producing the global phenomenon The Chosen, will someday own the culture. That war is lost. By using new technology, these content providers are creating workarounds that provide those of us who have written off modern culture with a place to go. You see, outlets like CNN, Disney, The Washington Post, Netflix, etc., want to hold on to political power by stepping between parent and child with sexual corruption. If they can influence the next generation into miserable, neurotics, degenerates, obsessed with sexual identity, or confused babies who never grew up, that's a whole generation of Democrats. That's where he hits the target. That's where John Nolte hits the target. Let me repeat this because that is the intention. That's the intention of lefters of today. These people in the media want to hold on to political power by stepping between parent and child with sexual corruption. If they can influence the next generation into miserable neurotics, degenerates, obsessed with sexual identity, or confused babies who never grew up, that's a whole generation of Democrats. That's what it is. Then there's the straight up McCarthyism aspect of this. These far left media outlets are doing what they did with Passion of the Christ in 2004, smearing the film and the artists behind it in a hysterical way deliberately meant to scare other artists away from trying to replicate what is now a proven financial success. Yeah, it doesn't make sense that there wasn't many more Passions of the Christ after the success of Passion of the Christ. Doesn't make sense. Because that's what happened. The media attacked Mel Gibson. They attacked the movie, they attacked the message, saying it was anti-Semitic and stupid stuff like that. Yeah, because they didn't want more movies like that. There's no other explanation for that. There's no other explanation. I remember the girl that I was dating back then. She was pretty liberal, but she saw the movie and she loved it. She loved it, but that's what the left don't want. The left don't want people to wake up. That's why they had to attack that movie back then, the Passion of the Christ. The fear is also palpable because outlets like Angel Studios are creating not only popular Christian and traditional content, but also quality content. It might have taken a while, but through trial, error, and failure, people on the right have honed their craft, and the results are becoming more and more impressive. As the left's own artistic quality degenerates into mind-numbing, soul-killing, anti-art propaganda, the right is getting it together artistically at just the right time. Finally, as the left has proven time and again, this is now a political movement made up of child groomers and child groomer enablers, just like I said before. Pedos and pedo enablers. So yeah. The fact that the transsexual movement is populated with way too many freaks who want to have sex with kids is undeniable. Now, what is he talking here? Well, we have this. Nude cyclists perform in front of children at Seattle Pride Parade. It's disgusting. So that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. What else he's talking about? Well, let me get back. So the fact that the transsexual movement is populated with way too many freaks who want to have sex with kids is undeniable. Yeah. North Carolina Pride event allowed a child on a stripper pole. And there's many news like this. This is what the media doesn't want to cover. That's why they're saying, "Oh, you're being a conspiracy theorist if you say things like this are happening." Yeah, we're not seeing this anywhere. Yeah, because you're not covering it. So the fact that Hollywood, public schools, big businesses, the corporate media, and the Democrat Party protect and enable these despicable and dangerous freaks is equally undeniable. Now let's see another example. Nolte here. This is an article from Nolte. Disney's support for child grooming is a game changer. Disney. Remember, I live in Florida, so I had to see that in the news all the time, in the local media all the time. These people at Disney, they went against parents and in favor of teachers' rights to groom and sexualize children. That's what Disney came in favor of. I'm proud of my governor. I'm proud of Florida, how we stood up against these people at Disney. And that's why people are not watching their movies anymore. Not only because they need to watch, not only because the parents need to watch first a movie before showing the movie to kids, but parents don't trust Disney anymore after that. Good thing. Good thing. Sound of Freedom. Okay, so Sound of Freedom says protect the kids. In this obscene era of exposing little children to drag queens, gay pornography, homosexuality, flashers, and irreversible puberty blockers and surgeries that permanently mutilate children, that message directly threatens the leftist political power. That's where it is, guys. That's where it is. Again, guys, they call us all these horrible names. They're racist, Nazis, all that stuff. They always call it fascist. They're always calling us those names with no evidence, or because we're against illegal immigration, stuff like that. Well, again, we should call them for what they are: pedos or pedo enablers. That's what they are. Yeah, they're in favor of mutilating children. Oh, by the way, they're always calling them gender affirming care. What's so gender affirming about that? Gender affirming will be, hey, you're a girl. I'm gonna affirm that you're a girl because that's what you are. That's why you were born as a girl. Hey, you're a boy. We're gonna affirm that you're a boy because that's what you are. So it's not gender affirming care. That shouldn't be the name. That shouldn't be the name. It's child mutilation. That's what it is. Puberty blockers for kids. That's what it is. That's what it is. So remember. So again, let's look at the article. Remember this. The QAnon smear was invented to make people afraid to speak the truths I just laid out in the above paragraph. Think about this. What have you become when you try to this? Okay, this is an important point, guys. I like this part. What have you become when you try to dissuade people from seeing a movie that raises awareness about sex trafficking? What have you become when you defend exposing children to drag queens, mutilation, and deviant sexual practices? So, again, what have you become when you defend exposing children to drag queens, mutilation, and deviant sexual practices? That's where it's evil. You have become evil. You become evil. So, furthermore, one of the most fascinating parts of the CNN clip above is watching a CNN arc. Okay, he's talking about a CNN clip. I'm gonna show you that right now. Look at this. Look how they are against people watching a movie with a message against child trafficking. This is CNN, guys. This is CNN. So here we go.
Unbelievers or to people who believe all of the same tenets as QAnon.
About this
Pretty
movie.
familiar with him.
Watch this. Go
Can we
with-
play this?
Of course.
Yeah,
Watch
okay.
this.
I'm sorry, wrong video. I mean, it's somebody. I don't want to watch a video where somebody's talking over the video. So, okay, here it is.
And you seem pretty familiar with him because he doesn't really hide his association with this real wild plot that involves, drinking the blood of children and things like that. No, he doesn't hide it at all. And you have a lot of people who are in this world of QAnon who say, oh, they don't know what that is. They've never heard of it. They're just asking questions. With somebody like Jim Caviezel, he is openly embracing it. He's openly using its catchphrases and its concepts. He's speaking at QAnon conventions. And this film is being marketed to either specific QAnon believers or to people who believe all of the same tenets as QAnon, but claim they don't know what it is. And The Sound of Freedom does focus on a real issue of sex trafficking. But that theme, it's sort of like that kernel of truth that feeds the QAnon conspiracy theory. Tell us how those two things work together. Sure. And the most durable and the most believable conspiracy theories are not entirely false. There's something in them that is true and the rest of it is false. But the believers point to the one true thing and they say, oh, you don't believe that this particular thing is true. In terms of child trafficking, we know trafficking is real. We know it has real victims. No one is denying that. But these films are created out of moral panics.
So it's true. Nobody's denying it. It's true. It's true. But don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. We don't want paranoia, so don't watch it. This is true, but don't watch it. We don't want you to watch it. We don't want you to watch movies like this, okay? We don't want it's happening, but we don't want you to watch movies like this. No need for concern or anything. You don't need to watch it. I mean, it's happening, so it's just happening. That's it. It's just happening. You don't need to be upset about this stuff happening. That's what basically basically his message. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. These people are awful. These people are evil. They're created out of bogus statistics. They're created out of fear and bogus is created out of bogus statistics. This message is created out of fear. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. This guy is evil. This guy is evil. Bogus statistics, it's real, but the statistics they're overblown, stuff like that. This is a movie against child trafficking. That's it. This is a movie against child trafficking. That's what it is. You don't want us to watch it. You guys are evil. CNN is evil. And with something like Sound of Freedom, it specifically is looking at QAnon concepts of these child trafficking rings that are run by the high-level elites and only people like Tim Ballard and only people... I mean, your high-level elites are definitely against the movie, against watching a movie against child trafficking, you guys in the elite. So, the irony... People like Jim Caviezel, and by extension, only people like the ticket buyer can help bring these trafficking rings down. So there's a very participatory element. You're not just going to see a movie. Yeah. It's very bad. It's very bad. The people who buy tickets, we get concerned. It's so bad. It's so bad. That's so bad that the ticket buyer feels that they're involved in this important message. Oh, that's so bad. We should feel nothing about it. Well, I don't know what he's trying to say. What he's trying to say is to not watch the movie. Again, these people are evil. You're just killing 2 hours on a hot day. You are helping bring down these pedophile rings. if you raise awareness, you are helping. If you raise awareness, you are helping, but you're against that. You're against that. Maybe we should take a look at your history search. Maybe we should.
Things that save children. Now, it's not true, but it's a very comforting and it's a very warm feeling to have.
Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so bad. Get the hell out of here, you pedo face freak. Now, the good thing is that we still have good people out there in the media, in the entertainment industry, or even in sports. I know that sports are woke. We have, NBA. It's a woke mess with LeBron James and people uh, saying pro BLM crap. Same with football. I mean, there's a lot of stupid woke crap right now, but we still have good people out there. We have, for example, I don't know if Dana White is 100% a good person, but he has the right idea. He's saying the right thing right here. Also, other people like Jewel. I always like Jewel, even though I think she's a little bit of a lefty, but she's right here. She's right in this case. UFC boss Dana White, singer Jewel say you must see Sound of Freedom. So they posted on social media. So I'm just gonna post. I'm just gonna show you guys what Dana White said. By the way, he's the boss of UFC. Well, you guys already know. If you don't know Dana White, I mean, come on.
Hey everybody, I'm Dana White. There's a new movie out called The Sound of Freedom, and it's about human trafficking. More importantly, the trafficking of children. This is a disgusting, horrific issue that's happening all around the world, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give any of my UFC employees that want to see this movie free tickets to go see. And I would like to encourage other executives to do the same at their company. Here's Mel Gibson with some more information on The Sound of Freedom.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched UFC. I believe it was last weekend, but that's another reason why I like Dana White. He brought Trump, and all the crowd cheered for him. Beautiful. People love him. People love Trump. Base people who use common sense. I mean, people who just want to be entertained, who are not mentally ill freaks, love Donald Trump. And here's Jewel. Well, let's see what she has to say. Oh, okay, it's taking me to Instagram, but I'm not connected to Instagram right now. So, but yeah, so we have Jewel, we have Mel Gibson, we have Dana White. So it's good. It's good. This is positive. This is positive stuff. This is good. We can win. We can win the culture war, guys. We don't need to be ashamed of our values. Not at all. The people who need to be ashamed of their values is these pedos and pedo enablers in the media, in the entertainment industry, and anybody who is against anti-child grooming message. Anybody who is against the message of being an anti child traffic, anybody who is against the message of a movie like The Sound of Freedom is evil and should be ashamed. Anyway, guys, this video probably went for too long. I just want to say I'm happy that the Sound of Freedom right now is my favorite topic. I'm glad that it's the #1 movie again. I believe, no, actually Mission Impossible is going to be running in theaters this week, so it's probably Mission Impossible is gonna. I'm sure it's gonna be the #1 movie for the rest of the week. But it's a good thing that this Christian movie is making a lot of profit and is sending a message that more movies like this should be made, which is why the media is throwing crap at it. But I think we people right now are aware of what the media are, or how truly evil they are. I mean, remember, right now people don't trust Disney anymore. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? People don't trust, families don't trust Disney anymore. So I think I see, I don't know, I'm seeing hope. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If YouTube lets people comment on the comment section this time, I want you guys to please comment. I want to read what you guys have to say. Also, it helps in the algorithm. So again, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please comment down below. And if you're interested in supporting me in any way or following me, the links are in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, and God bless.